Okay, so you will need a ruler today. No, I don't think we need a ruler yet. You might need a ruler for your homework though. So your homework is on this page. It's on paper, both sides. Okay, so a total of 8 questions, and you need to show your work. Oh, they're right here. Okay, so today we're going to learn how to divide a segment, which is called partitioning a segment, into a certain proportion. And like I said, what we're doing today might help you with what we did yesterday also, and vice versa. So it says, given line segment ME, as shown on the right, find the coordinates of a partition point P that divides a segment ME into a ratio of 1 to 1. So if it divides the segment into a ratio of 1 to 1, how many total parts are there? 2 parts. One even amount on both sides. What is it really asking for here, Gavin? Where did the papers go? Did I not pass back enough papers?
Gavin,
Oh, I see. Okay.
I have to cut that out.
Okay, so anyways, what is it really asking for here? The midpoint. It's asking for the midpoint, right? Now, these aren't always going to ask for the midpoint, but if it's a ratio of 1 to 1, it's asking for the midpoint. So the midpoint of this segment, well, I'm going to show you a different way to think about it. If I go from M to E, and it says divides a segment ME, so the order matters here. It doesn't matter exactly here because it's a ratio of 1 to 1, but in the future it will matter if it's like a ratio of 1 to 3. So if I draw a line segment up and over, I'm trying to find the point that is halfway in both directions. That's what we do when we're finding the midpoint, is we're finding what is halfway. And for this, it's like an average. So from M to E going up is, we start at -2 and we go up to 6. So what point is halfway between that? Not 4. 4 units up, we have to go 4 units up because it's 8 units total, which would be at 2. So I'm just going to like make a mark right here. So has to be at 2. And then going horizontally, so vertically, the y coordinate would be at 2. Okay, horizontally, the x coordinate, we're going from -5 to 7. That's 12 units total, so halfway between that would be 6 units. So if I go over 6 units from 7, we will be at what x coordinate? 1.
Don't even start what?
So that means the coordinate is 1, 2, which is right there. I'm just showing you a different way, not using a formula to think about a midpoint. It's something that divides the segment into a ratio of 1 to 1, because we're going to be using that in the future. Okay, so then it says to find the coordinates of the point that divides ME into a ratio of 1 to 3. So now there are a total of 4 parts. And the smaller part is from M to P. So if you think about this half of the segment and you divide it in half again, what coordinate would you land on? Now we're thinking about 1/4 of the way up and 1/4 of the way over. So what coordinate? What coordinate? Yes. That would divide it into a ratio of 1 to 3. Okay. Next, I do not like to use the formula because Well, we're looking at this part of the segment. We're dividing it in half because it's a fourth of the entire segment. Okay. So we are skipping the formula. I don't like this formula because it's confusing, and I think it's easier to just do it by looking at your horizontal and your vertical component. But we are going to do example 1. I might pass out graph paper, actually. Yeah, I'm going to pass out graph paper. Example 1's on the bottom. You're not flipping your page over. Okay, as soon as I pass out paper to you, please start graphing next question. First question. So yes, we do need a rule.
Tissue up here.
They're not getting any. That's what I'm saying. You can't be confused because we haven't done any questions yet. We only did step 1. All right. So we're graphing the segment. So 10, negative 11. It's right there. That is E. We're doing example 1 at the bottom. And then negative 410. Right there is F. Okay. So I'm going to connect them. And it says to find point P that partitions that divides EF into 2 parts with the lengths of a ratio of 5 to 7. Okay, so if the ratio is 5 to 2, I meant 5 to 2, but that means that there are 7 parts. Okay, so we're going to make the same triangle. So from E, draw a line segment or a dotted line maybe that goes over to F, and then another line segment that goes up to F. It's like you're making a triangle. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to find the horizontal and the vertical component to this. So, from E to F, horizontally, you've got 10 to negative 4. What's the distance between 10 and negative 4? 14. Okay, and our ratio here, if it's 5 to 2, will be 5/7. So the point will be 5/7 of the way from E to F. So what is 5/7 of 14? Arian? 10. That means our point will be 10 units over from E. So if I go 10 units over from point E, we will be at 0. So I'm going to just say x equals 0. That's the x coordinate. And then vertically, we have negative 11 to 10. What's the distance between negative 11 and 10? 21. So 5/7 of 21 is equal to what? 15. That means that our partition point is going to be 15 units up 15 units up from negative 11 will be at 4. And if you plot the point, if you draw it correctly, that means that the y-coordinate should be at 4, and your coordinate is 0, 4. This is a little bit of a confusing topic, so it's okay if you're not 100% right now. We will do a lot more examples. Okay, I'll take a couple questions, and then we're going to go to the next one. Sully. Shh. We found the point P that divides the line segment into a ratio of 5 to 7. Sorry, 5 to 2. So this part is 5, this part is 2. So this part is 5/7, and this part is 2/7 of the line. If you found the distance, this would be 5/7 of the whole thing, this would be 2/7 of the whole thing. Okay. But that's not how you get the points. You get the points by looking at the x and y distance. Okay. Next question. -2, 0 to 5, 8. -2, 0 to 5, 8. This one I think might be a little easier to understand because you're not jumping across like all 4 quadrants. But once again, I'm going to make my dotted line that goes over and up. The ratio is 1 to 3. That means the fraction I'm going to use this time will be 1/4 because the partition point will be 1/4 of the way from this point to this point if it's a ratio of 1 to 3. So that means if I look at the horizontal distance between the 2 points, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 7? Oh gosh. Okay, it's 7. So I'm going to take 7. 1/4 of 7 is 7/4. 7/4 is 1.75. Okay, maybe this one isn't as easy because it's got a decimal, but not all of them will be decimal. So if I add 1.75 to -2, what would you get? -0.25. So I'm going to add this number that we found to the x value. So -1.75. And then I'm going to take the vertical distance from this point to that, and it is 8. So if this is 8, that's a little bit easier. 8 times 1/4 is 2. That just means it's going to be 2 units up. So y is equal to 2. And the coordinate then will be -0.25, 2. I guess that one is kind of tricky because it's decimals, but the next one will not have decimals. Promise. You will just skip the ones that have decimals on them.
Yes.
Okay. Next one, example 3. -4, 5, 12, 13. Negative, this graph is hard to read. Here's the origin. Yes, it's the worksheet. -4, 5, and then 12, 13. And this is a ratio of 1 to 7. 1 to 7 means the fraction I'm going to use to divide the horizontal and the vertical components is 1/8. So if this point is -4, 5, and if this point is 12, 13, the distance from this point to that point is 16. So 1/8 of 16 is 2. So 1/8 of the way over will be 2 units over. So this 2 means I'm going to add the 2 to -4. So I'm going to go 2 units over. So what will x be, our new x be, if we go 2 units over? What will the new x be if we go 2 units over? Raylan? -2. Okay. Going up from 5 to 13, that is 8. So 1/8 of 8 is 1. That means we have to go up 1. If I go up 1 from 5, we will be at 6. So the coordinate for our partition point is -2, 6. -2, 6, and you can plot it to verify that that is the right point. Okay. We are going to skip 4 and 5 because those are decimals. I promise I'm not trying to kill you.
So what's the worksheet?
We're not done yet because there's more examples. I think 10. I think it ends in 5 minutes. All right, we're going to do one more example probably. Okay, number 4. Let's do number 4. Yep, I skipped it in these notes anyways. No, so number 4 on the next page though, where it says ST -2, 8 and 10 -4. Wait, this, okay, so I'm skipping this example. Okay, we're going to this one. All right, so you can do this without a coordinate plane by just sketching it, okay, if you want. You don't need the coordinate plane. The coordinate plane might be helpful, but you don't need it. So you do need to include a sketch though. Okay, everybody hear that? You need to show work. You need to have a sketch for every problem. You have 8 problems to try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So S is -2, 8. And then T is 10, -4. So there's T. So it doesn't have to be exact or to scale, but you just need to know like the distance between everything. All right. So I'm going to make my triangle. That's supposed to be -2. That's a little off. Yeah. Okay, pretend that's the right triangle. I think I have to move this over a little bit. All right. So our ratio is 1/4. Okay, so just 1/4. From S to T. So not T to S, we want S to T. So let's go with our horizontal component first. What's the distance we're moving horizontally from S to T? 12. So 1/4 of 12. So this direction is 12. 1/4 of 12 is 3. That means we need to go 3 units over from -2. So what does x equal if we're going 3 units over from -2? 1. And then vertically, we're moving how far down from S to T? Also 12. So 1/4 of 12 is 3. That means we need to go 3 units down from 8. 3 units down from 8 would give you a y value of what? Because it's from S to T, you have to go down. If you go up, it's not there. It's not on the line. You have to go down from 8. So 3, 5 is the coordinate. And then you plot it to verify because, like, what if you're in... Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 3, 5. 1, 5. 1, 5. Nope, it's positive 1 because you're from negative 2, you had to move over 3. So negative 1, 5 is right there. That's P. Remember over here, both of them were down 12 over 12, but you want a fourth of the way. P is a fourth of the way. So that means down 3 over 3. You see that? So I don't like giving formulas for this. I like to just think through it because the formulas are too hard to memorize. So you have 8 problems to try out. I'm sorry you didn't get more time to practice, but just at least give it a try. Okay, at least try it. I will look at it and then we'll check it like the answer key on the board.
Is it just the stuff that's marked as homework?
Why would it not be 11?
You have to go down. Because if you go up, then it's up here. So you have to go down because it's like this huge. So this you will go at 10, 10.
This boy, you know, like,
10, oh crap, it's 10, 10 down. The last page, front and back, those 8 questions are the homework. That's homework on both pages. You should have work either on a separate sheet of paper or on the work.
oh, you're so
Can I take a coordinate sheet?